All right, right now in the 5 series, we're gonna run through 5 records that don't sound like what they look like, judging by the cover. First up is the Stark Reality, um, Hoagie Carmichael's Music Shop. Stark Reality are a jazz rock band out of America, and they reimagined Hoagie Carmichael's children's album. Right, he did a children's album, and they reimagined it. It's almost like they remixed it with their own sound, which is basically jazz rock fusion. It's heavy, it's dense, and it's an exhilarating album. It just locks you in, and you feel like you haven't heard anything like it. The originals for this record go for a lot of money. I almost bought the original at the WFNU record fair. I'm glad I didn't because I've got no business spending that kind of money on a record. So I've got the reissue, thankfully. But I'm just letting you know that to let you know how much I love that record. I almost spent X amount on that record. This is a record out of Tanzania. When I saw it, I thought it was an Afro groove record, but it's actually a Latin record, and it's given away by the cover, Cuban marimba band. But I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at this, and it's a record out of Tanzania that has Cuban vibes all over it, and it's a brilliant record, straight up Cuba. You would think you were in Cuba. I'm telling you, crazy. Anyway, next up, Every Mother's Son on the MGM label, which is kind of a schmaltzy kind of musical label of that time. Even though there was a British rock group that were on MGM, I think for Animals may have been on there. But anyway, um, I guess they thought that they had the Beach Boys, and what they got were a group that were heavily into the British invasion at the time. They're channeling the Beatles, of course, the Who, and especially the Kinks. They have a Kinks sound, and it's just a rollicking, jingly, jangly record that has some hard hitting rock grooves and riffs, and you'd never guess it from the cover. And I've got another album of theirs, which is also a great record, and the cover represents them more. So anyway, that's a great record. Next up, this record, you would think, for me, I would think this was a high life record with this woman singing. What you get is, you know, the artist MIA. I feel like she channeled her. She listened to this woman. This You're basically getting an MIA record, right? You're getting bleepy, crackly, stuttery, um, beats and rhymes, but not even rhymes. It's like chants over these hypnotic rhythms by this woman. And I'm sure she's famous. In fact, I kind of know she's famous where she's from, but I never knew of her. And I put the needle to groove, especially expecting something else. And what I got was something totally different and mind blowing, and I love it. Um, Fosonu Ngewel Lital, Abi Ngana Diop, brilliant record. It's like a hip hop record, basically. Who would have guessed? Crazy, right? Africa Demon Fuzz, one of my favorite covers, but this cover doesn't really represent it. But to be honest, no cover can represent this record because I never know where to put this record. Sometimes it's in my R&B section, sometimes it's in my rock section, sometimes it's in my jazz section. What it is, it's like a, I call it like R&B blues psych. That's what this record is to me. R&B blues psych record that is just um a great listen, borderline incredible listen. Demon Fuzz, and I don't know what this cover is representing, but it doesn't really represent this record. But then again, nothing really does. But hey, 5 records that don't sound like what the cover looks like. High Five Recluse, Good Fine Records. Let's get it.